Hey guys, it's Malonb or Malonb from Facebook or malonshop.com. I'm here to make a Cats of Crew update video. I only have a couple of finished objects this week, or this time. It's been a couple of weeks since I made a video. And I have a couple of projects that are more long-term projects. They're taking me a little bit longer to finish. And I've been working on those, which is why I only have two finished ones. I'll start with the knitting. My two finished ones are knitted items. The first one is a work in progress from last week. It is the striped cowl. If you guys remember this one, I finally got it complete. It took a little bit longer, probably because it is garter stitch. At least for me, that takes me a little bit longer to finish than a regular stockinette one would, for example. This one is using stash yarn or scrap yarn. The purple is Loops and Threads Charisma, Michael's brand, in purple. At least I think the colorway was purple. I'm not very sure. And the gray color is Red Heart Super Saver. I have not washed it yet. I have not worn it yet, but I really like the fit. I really like the fabric it made. Really soft, really squishy. This one has no pattern. I kind of just made it up. Again, really easy. It's just garter stitch. I think it casted on maybe 25 or 26. I do have a project page on Ravelry if you guys want to look at the information there. I know I noted how many it casted on and what needle size I was using, etc. But I really like the fit. I really am looking forward to working with it. I'm looking forward to wearing it. And this was one of my favorite projects because it is the first time I used the technique of for the striping. You bring up the color. I just forgot the name of that, but obviously you know it is striped. You can see it's striped. I didn't cut the yarn at any point. I just kind of pulled the yarn up, up every stripe, if that makes sense. And this is the side, right? That's the side I brought up the yarn from. Oh, this is the side where I brought the yarn up, and you can see it has like a little, you can kind of tell that something's going on there, but again, because the stripes are just like every 2 rows or so, it's not, the edge itself is not too bad, too noticeable. I really do like this technique. I really like how this one turned out. The next finished project is also knit. It is using my February pick from my monthly yarn club for this year. I don't recall the information for this yarn, but I do have it on Ravelry as well under my stash. It is, I think, by Cherry Tree Hill or something like that, or I'm not too sure exactly, but if you guys are following my blog, I do have a blog up where I listed all of the yarns for this year, and I think I linked to the projects that I made with those yarns as well. I know I did last month. I made a pair of leg warmers. I know I have that linked. But anyway, just look in my Ravelry. You should be able to find this yarn. I still have this much left, so quite a bit. What I plan to do with it is make a pair of wrist warmers or fingerless gloves. At least that was my plan. I'm hoping that it's going to use all of it up if possible. If it does not use all of it up, I'm going to really try to incorporate the rest either into some other project to finish it up, or if I have enough, just make another project with it. I really want to use up my whole skein if possible, and this would be for all of my yarn picks or monthly yarns for this year, if that makes sense. But yeah, I love this color. It has like once it's knitted up, it seems like it's what is the word? Hand painted, of course, yes. But what I meant to say is, oh, it has like a watercolor effect. It's really pretty. What I worked on is a free pattern. This is called the Age of, I have it written down here, Age of Brass and Steam Kerchief. It is a free pattern. I've made it at least a couple of times, if not more, before. It is a really easy pattern, very easy to remember, very easy to work up. I have not blocked this yet. I actually cast it off this morning. I have not blocked it, so it's curling a little bit, but I just ended it with a few rows of garter stitch at the end. I did have one mistake, which is right here. I missed doing the yarn over on the row before this one, which is why this yarn over is a little bit more open. I think that's an easy fix when blocking, and actually overall, the whole pattern uses these, and I don't know what you call this, like the left leaning and right leaning increases, which would be in the middle here in the top part. But once I got to that yarn over parts here, I just completely didn't even rethink what kind of increase I was making, and just did yarn over for the rest of it. I did realize my mistake, or my change of increases a few rows down, but this yarn is light fingering, so I think it went by slower than it would have if you had used the worsted weight. I think that's what the pattern calls for. So I was not gonna undo it. So obviously just decided to do the yarn overs all the way down. I think it looks fine regardless. I really like how it turned out. Again, for me, it looks like it has like a watercolor effect to it, just because the way that the yarn is dyed. I really like it. I didn't make this as big as some of my other one. I think at least one more before this I made it a little bigger to use as an actual shawl. I wanted to keep this one small just to use as a neck thing. It's a kerchief. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know, but I'm sure you guys know what I mean. When we wear it around your neck like this, and I kind of like how that looks. Anytime that I've worn a shawl outdoors, or I've worn it out in general, it's been that way. I don't think I'm the most stylish person, other than like the granny look, you know, having a shawl. You guys know the granny look when talking about triangle shawl. Other than that look, I don't really know how else to wear one. I don't really have any really nice shawl pins, or pins in general, where I can, you know, like do it on the side and it will drape nicely. I just have not worn it that way yet. I think there's some really awesome looks for it, but I just have not had a chance to try it on me and see what looks best on me per se. So anyway, I did make this one a little smaller, again just because usually I do wear them around the neck area. I do have one work in progress that is knit, and this is actually another shawl. This one is from my library. The book I am using is called Wrap Style. This is the book. And the pattern I'm doing right now is called Shoulder Cozy by Mary Lynn Patrick. That is what it's called. It looks like this. I really like this shawl because it has a button, and it's not a regular triangle shawl. I mean, it is triangle shaped as well, but it uses a different stitch pattern, and I really liked how that stitch pattern looked. There's a couple of other pictures here as well, examples of how to wear one. I think it would be using this one quite a bit as well, and because of how the stitch pattern is, or the stitch is in general, it is a lot thicker than the usual shawls I've been working on. This one I decided to make in 3 colors. I wanted to make it striped, and it is one of my longer term projects. I'm making this one in white, yellow, and gray. So far it looks like this. And the way this pattern is worked, you would do the body of the shawl first, and then you would pick up all around the edge of the body and work on the border, which I plan to make in gray. I think it looks pretty nice so far. Now this stitch pattern actually it is taking me quite a while to do, or to work up. If you can kind of see, each stripe is 3 stitches high. And those are slip stitches. So in reality, each of those stitches is 4 rows of knitting. So it is taking me personally quite a while to get this done, and it is quite thick, and I just know it's gonna be really warm. I don't know if I'm going to get it done by this winter, or by the time, I don't know when it's done. I don't know if it will still be that cold, but if it is not, I'm sure I will get a lot of use for it, or a lot of use from it next year, definitely. Again, I do plan to make the border gray, and I also am looking for a button. I want to finish the shawl first just to see how big the buttonhole turns out, and I will get a big enough button accordingly, or according to that. I do hope to find one that is gray, so it will match really nicely. Now moving to crochet. I do not have any finished projects in crochet, but if you guys have watched my last video, you guys do know that I have one huge work in progress, which would be my granny square blanket, Nintendo inspired. I did post a picture earlier today on Instagram, so if you have seen it, then you already know that I have finished the piranha plant section. Just a refresher, this is what my blanket will look like once it's complete. I have finished a piranha plants, which is the red one here, and I'm going to start on the Goomba next. I actually started a couple of rows when I first started the blanket, and then I just focused on piranha. Now that it is complete, I'm gonna move on to the Goomba and finish that. I think it will look pretty awesome. I'm very happy with how the piranha came out. If you have not seen the picture, or even if you have, I'm just gonna post it up here one more time, because showing you by hand is not gonna do it justice. So this is the complete piranha plants, and I'm making this blanket out to be big enough for a queen size bed, which is what I have. So this will be half the width of it. So 25% is complete, or 1/4 of it is complete, and I'm very happy with it. I'm using 2-inch granny squares. I am connecting them, is that how you say that? Connecting them as I go, or attaching them as I go, and also I am weaving in the end as I go as well. So when I say it's complete, I mean it's really complete. This is the back. It looks a little different from the front, just a little bit, but obviously still reversible, still very awesome. I'm extremely happy with it. Once I have the whole blanket completed, the only thing I have left to do is do a border around it, and I think I'm just going to do a row of single crochet, just have it really simple. I don't think it needs a lot more to it, maybe a couple of rows. I'll just have to see once it's completed, but I'm really happy with it. And this size actually, I think, would be a really nice size to do as a baby blanket. So if you just want to do one panel, I think that would also be great with one character on it. I'm actually thinking of doing more after I'm done with this one, you know, like baby size or lapgan sized. And I did find my gauge square. This was my gauge square. It is roughly 2 by 2 inches. This is one of my granny squares, or 1 pixel in my chart. And this is really simple. It's the first row of a simple granny square. So that's all it is. It's just the first row of a simple granny square. And I'm actually not big into making granny squares of any type, of any kind, or for any project. But when I wanted to do the blanket, I just looked up on YouTube tutorials for, I think that's what I looked up, simple granny square. And I know there's a whole bunch of tutorials up there how to make one a granny square. I'm sure they have different types, so I'm not sure that first row would be the same for all of them, or maybe most of them. I don't know, but as long as you use the same the same pattern for your squares all throughout your blanket. It doesn't matter what you know what kind you do. I think as long as you do the same one for all the squares, your pattern will look good. It will look good. So that is my biggest project I have going on right now. You already saw my knitting progress on the shawl. The only other thing I'm working on is the spinning. I did finish spinning that yarn. That fiber. I was working on the brown fiber. I actually don't recall if I showed you guys exactly what I was working on, but I did. Where did I put that? Let me actually go grab that. Okay, I ended up finishing spinning that brown yarn. I'm sorry, fiber. I keep saying yarn. The brown fiber. I made it into a 2-ply. It looks like this. Hopefully that will focus for you. But that's what it looks like. I didn't have all that much information on this fiber. All I know is that it's 100% wool. I don't know what kind of wool it is. It could be a little softer, to be honest. It's not the softest. And for this one, the whole batch of fiber I had was, most of it was brown, obviously this color, but a part of it was black. And you can see in there, there's some black in there. What I did was, I spun half of it all brown and the other half was the black and the brown mixed in. So I applied those two separately and then applied them together. So this will have, the skin itself will have sort of a variegated or one of those color transitioning yarns. It'll be similar to that. So I am kind of interested to see how it comes out. I probably will be skinning it up maybe sometime this week. Hopefully it comes out great. I did have some left. Not sure if I'm going to be applying this with something else, or I probably will just be using as is as well. I know I had some left from the alpaca also. You know, what do you guys do with your little bits that you have left here and there? Like for you guys that are spinners, what do you do with your little bits? When I first got my wheel, I know I shared with you guys that when I first got it, I spent an hour, I said ruining fiber, because that's what it really was. Learning to use a wheel and everything. That fiber that I spun was pretty bad, and I was like, you know, it's kind of sad because I feel like that's wasted fiber, but at the same time, you know, you have to learn somehow. So what I am using that fiber for is actually, or that spun fiber for, is start using it as my leaders for any other stuff that I'm spinning, if that makes sense. So, okay, but I finished with that brown one. What I'm working on now is some fiber from Into the World. This one is called Minotaur, I think. This is the information. And I did make a, I want as a project page, but it's not a project page. It's a stash page or hand spun page on Ravelry for this as well, and for any of the others. I'm still trying to be pretty good about keeping that updated. This one I started working on, and it's pretty nice. I'm actually gonna be spinning this pretty thinly as I can manage, so I can later chain ply it or Navajo ply it. And this one should definitely be one of those color transitioning yarns. So I'm really excited about this one. And it's also pretty soft, so this is what the bat looks like. It goes from brown to purplish, yeah, to purplish pink, yeah, to purple, I guess, to a lighter mauve color and a darker purple. I'm actually starting with a darker purple, and then it will, you know, it will move down the colorway there. So I'm pretty excited about this. It is a lot of fiber. I think this is 4.8 ounces, something like that. So I have a lot to spin, and because I'm doing it as finely or as thinly as I can, it's actually taking me a long time to get that done, which is not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, and there's no rush, so it's always nice. Let me see. I did have a couple of other things to share with you guys. You saw my knitting, you saw my crochet, you saw my spinning. Oh yeah, I am also working on the drop spindle. I'm still working on that bluish greenish yarn. Actually, I have not had a chance to really work on that anytime recently, just because I've had all the other stuff, especially with a crochet blanket. I've tried, but with that piranha panel, this week I just really tried to push myself to finish it, just because I was so close to getting the panel done and I just wanted to get it out of the way. So I've just been working on that mainly. And yeah, I think that was my biggest project. And I know there's no rush to finish that either, but I like to see progress, if you guys know what I mean. I like to see the progress. Was there something else I wanted to mention to you guys? Yes, and actually I didn't write that down, but I did want to mention something else. It is pretty exciting for me, and I'm really thankful for you guys. We have made it over 800 subscribers to my YouTube channel. We have, I think, 810, maybe a little over that, a couple of over that. I don't know exactly. I didn't check this morning, but that is pretty amazing. And I know I have not done any giveaways anytime recently. So I wanted to do that for you guys. I think last time I posted a video, it was under 800. So again, just thank you guys so much. It is pretty amazing to me. If you guys have any suggestions at all on what kind of videos you would like to see or how I can make the channel better, please do let me know. You can either post it down below as comments. In general, as comments and videos, or you can also PM me directly or reach me through any of the other, Instagram, any of the other social media sites that I participate in, which you should be able to find in the About Me page on my channel here or in YouTube, or Ravelry as well. So again, thank you so much, guys. As far as the giveaway, I actually have not really thought about what it will really be or what the prize. Well, I don't really need to think about the prize because I already know it is going to be yarn related. And since I'm not buying yarn right now, you guys know about my yarn ban. I will be sending you guys something from my stash. My stash is filled with things that I use myself, things that I like to use, and things that I enjoy. So hopefully you guys will enjoy them too. I have not decided yet if there will be one or more prizes, although I'm leaning towards at least 2. I'm thinking 3, but at least 2 prizes, and I'm gonna try to decide on it by the end of the month. I will be posting up a video relating to the giveaway, so keep an eye out for that. Also, before I go, I did want to wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day. I know that was yesterday for those of you who celebrated. I hope you guys had a great day, a great time. I had a pretty nice weekend, and today is actually also pretty special to me. It's my wedding anniversary, so also pretty nice. I do have some plans for tonight, so looking forward to those. Other than that, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Let me know anything else I can do to make it better. Anything else you guys may want to see. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.